Welcome everybody. CTV Update for the week of August 16th. A big week here at Carleton. Our highlight week, really. I mean, we'll talk about it in a minute here at the club championship, but this is a big week and a nice day. Gentlemen, welcome, both of you. And I've been here since 1997. Joel's been here that whole time. In that time period, Joel has had to put out like maybe one memo on course conditions. This week he put out a memo on course conditions after last Thursday's 3 inches of rain. We've had 5 inches of rain since July 27th. I talked to my friends in Florida, by the way. They laugh at that because 5 inches there, a couple of days later it's gone, like it percolates through the ground. And I told them here it's a disaster. But anyway, the course is wet. It's still wet. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, John, we've had a lot of rain, and Joel did feel it necessary to send out that memo just to keep members up to date on course conditions and what we've been experiencing. That much rain in a very short period of time, there's nowhere for it to go. So Joel's had his pumps out there. He's pumping out bunkers. He's pumping out some of the bigger puddles. A lot of members will see, 17, number 11, certainly hit a little bit harder. So the conditions are still wet, but it is drying up. Last couple of days, the course is getting drier and drier, so lots of rain in a very short period of time.
No kidding. Listen, we had a really good Jazz Fest last week. Talk about the fun we had there.
It was packed. The patio was over capacity really for the event. It went really well. The team, the service team, the back of the house kitchen team, a lot of neat tapas features. So it was a different style of menu that went over very well with the membership. The band had a blast. Already received. We've been back and forth with some thank yous, and they're hoping to return and for us to consider them for future shows. And our sales volume is about double on a day like that. So it was really, really neat. It was a great night.
Wonderful, and all due to the fact we have this beautiful patio, a great setting, and thank you membership for okaying this patio. I'm hoping someday they even expand it. It'd be wonderful to have weddings and stuff out here, big weddings. We've had some results. We have the senior intersectional team. The men's team has been picked. The women's team has also been picked. As we're speaking here, I'll put out the names of the people who made the senior men's team. So congratulations to them. And when are they playing, Tyler?
The senior men are playing on August 28th, and this year it's over at Highlands. So we're excited to send the team over there. We have an amazing team this year. Like the qualifier was phenomenal for both men and women. So this is going to be a high impact team. We're expecting big things.
We also have the Carleton Cup team picked, which is a different team. It's similar members, but there are some additions. And they will be playing later on, and we'll talk about that as they get closer to the date. I think they're playing in Hawkesbury this year, but that's not until September.
That's right. That's right.
On Monday, we had a junior day here. What happened?
We had the Play Junior Golf Tour. We hosted them on Monday. As mentioned last week, this field was sold out when they announced that Carleton was hosting the event. We had actually close to 80 golfers come out, 80 junior golfers. They had an absolutely great experience. They were very respectful to the golf course. So that's always good to hear, because usually after big corporate events or junior events, we always get to know where they're replacing divots, fixing ball marks, and they were very, very respectful to the course. So we thank you for that. But it was a great event. Yeah, really good.
Good for them. And I know some of the members were commenting they were here that day. They saw some of those juniors hit the ball. It's just amazing. You were at an event Monday. Talk about that.
I was. So while the juniors were playing here, myself and a group of ladies, we had our PGA of Ottawa Pro Lady event over at Loch March. We had an awesome time. My team consisted of Laura Knowles, Pam Ponick, and Jose Valiquette. It was great. We had a ton of birdies. We had some great fun on the golf course. And if you want to talk about a wet situation, Loch March was built on a swamp, or on a marsh, I should say, and they were quite wet as well. So negative roll, your ball lands, it bounces backwards on you.
Wow.
But it was a lot of fun.
And then we have the CWGI women.
Yes, so we're hosting them again. So we hosted this same group earlier in the season. It's great. It's an outside event. They love coming to Carleton. It's great revenue for the club. They all pay full green fees when they come here. We're going to have about, I believe it's 40 to 50 golfers come out next Monday afternoon. Tee times are already blocked for them, but we're happy to host them.
Very good.
Mhm.
Okay, so big event coming this weekend, starting Friday. One weekend event. It's our highlight of the season, the club championship. Tyler, I know how many people we got signed up. You were just telling me before.
Yeah, so sign up is higher than last year. We have an amazing turnout for our A division, which is our 3-day flight, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I just checked earlier, we've surpassed last year's numbers, so we're close to 100 golfers in playing.
100 golfers.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Good stuff. So it'll be pretty busy this weekend. Hard to get a tee time if you're not in the event. So I think there are some times open starting at 3:30, and I think there was some early times. I think they're taken up now, but there's still some late times if you're not in the club championship. And hopefully on Sunday we're having a barbecue here right after, and we hope to have good weather. Because if it's good weather, I'll be here doing some live shots from my YouTube channel, John Karam, and you'll be able to watch the last groups come in live. If it's raining, my camera doesn't like rain, neither do I, and we won't be doing the live, but we'll hopefully be able to do something for you there. All right, Tyler, we're going to talk about wedges today. Wedges are important. By the way, next week we open up a new chapter in CTV Update. We're going to be starting an instructional series. We've already done taping our first one and we'll be going into it, but this is a precursor to that particular series. So today we want to talk about wedges. You've got different wedges there. I see 3 of them. 3 different lofts that I see. Talk about the lofts and where you would use them, and then we'll talk about the bounce and the grooves and how often you should replace them.
So John, thank you, and that's a great topic because short game, as most of us know, that's where that's your scoring situation, right? That's where you're either going to save some shots or lose some shots, and having the proper wedges in your bag can make a world of difference. Right. I can go on and on for hours about talking about wedges, but basically you want to get a wedge that's going to suit your game and the conditions that you're playing in. So we have typically 3 types of soles that we see in the market. So we have our standard sole. So from playing from, say, firmer fairways or tighter fairways, firmer conditions, you want to use the standard sole. It's just a little bit more narrower. Okay. Course like Carleton, where the conditions can be a little bit wetter, or playing out of the rough a lot, you want to then look for something that has a little bit wider sole. So then we do have wedges that have a wider sole. That allows you to kind of get into the turf a little bit easier, a little bit better turf ball interaction. And then the third type of sole is what we call, what Callaway calls it their X grind or their X sole. And that's the type of sole that has a little bit of a curve on the sole, which allows you, for the golfers who want to be able to open up the face of the club a little bit, so maybe taking your 56 and turning it into a 58 or 60, it gives you that maneuverability to open or close the face. So that's kind of the third type of sole we see a lot of.
Very good. So I want to talk about bounce. What is the bounce of the wedge? Just maybe you can tell, you can show us here how this works.
Yeah, for sure. Bounce is very important. I mean, as Tyler mentioned, we see a lot of situations at Carleton where bounce can help you. Right, it's the angle from the back of the sole to the leading edge, right? We want some width there. We want an angle there at Carleton so that the club does not dig in too much. We really want it to glide through those types of conditions. When you're faced with the tighter lie, you have 2 options. One, go and see Tyler. He'll make sure you're set up for the winter so that you can have a club that naturally sits a little bit tighter, but we want to get the leading edge involved more.
Okay.
Right, we'll talk about that in the instructional series with the tight, firm bunker lie, but looking down to Florida and in the winter conditions, we want to make sure that on those tight, drier lies in the dormant grass that we can get that leading edge a a little bit more involved.
So I don't need as much bounce. When I go to Florida, I had mentioned to the guys here, like, I got to change my wedge game entirely. I almost need another wedge because when I go to Florida, there is no rough. Everything is tight, and like you said, the grass goes dormant. And if you're trying to play a flop shot, I'm praying on those because I can't see any grass to go underneath the ball with. So I would need a wedge with a less bounce on it in that case.
For those tight lies for sure, and we also want to have some variability between your lob wedge, sand wedge, gap wedge. It's important that when you're getting fit, if you need those different conditions, that you have a wedge that can naturally set up for the tight lies. As one in Florida, when you have a little different situation, you need a little bit more bounce, you have a wedge that you can go to for that.
Okay. Now I noticed, are all these wedges, are they all milled at the front? They're all rough?
That's a new. That's very common to have a milled face now. That's in the last couple of years, with all the groove regulations, where we are no longer to have square grooves. I don't know if anyone knows the term square grooves. Square grooves would put a lot of spin on the ball.
Yeah.
And so over the years, regulations on grooves have changed. So in order to get the spin back up to where it was, they started milling the face to add a little bit more friction, a little bit more contact to the ball. So yes, a lot of these wedges now have a milled face, which adds more spin to the ball. They've modified the grooves to be as close to square grooves as you can. So a lot of the companies use U grooves, which is very, very, very common. So it's all about getting enough spin.
Okay, I get it. All right. Okay, Tyler, I don't really need a wedge. I've only been playing with mine for 5 years. My wedge is good. It looks good to me. My 56. Look, these guys, they don't need wedges that often. They're hitting greens all the time. I hit maybe 3 greens in a round. I'm using my wedge, my 56, all the time. But it's in good shape. It looks good. A little black in the middle, and I'm not sure if there's any milling on it. 5 years, that good enough for how many years? Get 10 years out of a wedge? How many years?
John, I think you're 4 years overdue for new wedges. Wedges are the only club that I religiously change every year. I want that consistency. I want that spin to always be there. Especially if you're hitting shots out of the sand. The sand wears down the spin and your club so fast that those grooves will certainly not be the same as when you first got it. Tour professionals, every 2 or 3 tournaments, they're changing wedges.
Okay.
So, well overdue.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Tyler, because if I need a new wedge, I want a deal. What are you going to give me for a new wedge? I want to get a new wedge today.
Well,
what's going to happen with these beautiful wedges? By the way, these are Callaway wedges. They look really nice.
Those are great wedges. It's the same wedges Cameron and I both use.
All right, what are you going to do for me?
You know, I was a little aggressive this season. I did bring in a lot of inventory, so I have Callaway wedges. Certainly I have Vokey wedges. I think with Club Championship Weekend being here, if you need some fresh new wedges, we're happy to provide a 10% discount on the wedges.
Oh, yes. I never expected to see that. I never expected that. Oh, wow, that's great. Terrific news.
I expect you to get one.
I am signing up for one now. If you tell me I need a new wedge, I need a new wedge. Good for you, Tyler. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, we have some big upcoming events. We'll just gloss over the aeration. Monday's aeration day. But the hole-in-one party.
Have you been to the movies lately?
I have not been to the movies. No? I do know I'm not blue-eyed and blonde-haired, but Barbie and Ken theme, it's going to take a little remake on me to make them maybe even look close. But good stuff. Talk about that.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I haven't seen Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling in action yet. Popular movie. I understand there's a little bit of golf in the movie. Golf is part of the script there, so it's a good pop culture theme, and we encourage everyone to dress up, and sign up is available by emailing Chelsea. Don't go and see Oppenheimer. Make sure you sign up for the hole-in-one party first.
Tyler, doesn't he look a little bit like Ryan Gosling? I could just see it with blonde hair, and he does look. You got blue eyes. It'll work for you, man. It's gonna work.
I better work on my costume then.
Give Cameron a microphone. He'll be singing and dancing. So just like Ryan Gosling.
Very good. Hey, we have some kitchen specials this week.
Great weekly menu. Some large features for those that are looking for, nice flank steak. We've got pork tenderloin, chicken fettuccine alfredo, fresh summer peach salad, and the pizzas they don't go away, John.
No.
They're back every week.
Uh,
Hawaiian and pepperoni feature for pizzas this week.
That's great. And I see you got desserts there. Ice cream sundae, topped with chocolate or caramel sprinkles.
We
Wow.
do have a traditional
Treat
sundae.
yourself
Yeah.
this week to an ice cream sundae, Club Championship week. Listen, did we miss anything today? Did we catch everything? I think we caught most of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful day today, Wednesday. Thankfully, we've got some nice dry weather. Gentlemen, thank you very much. People, enjoy the Club Championship weekend. It's our premier weekend. If you're in the Club Championship, we hope you all play well. And till then, we'll see you next week.
Play well.